Welcome back to Adelante, Chicago. We are continuing to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. WGN's Ana Belaval takes us to the Northwest Side to see some incredible works of art. Take a look.
El Paseo Boricua on Division Street between Western and California has welcomed a new addition to its collection of public art. These new works of art hope to open doors to conversations about the diversity of our city. The majestic flags of steel. The murals celebrating the joys and struggles of the Puerto Rican community in Chicago. And now, Las Puertas del Paseo Boricua, a collection of 16 doors along Division Street in Humboldt Park, painted by 13 local artists. This project was spearheaded by artist Sam Kirk.
I just wanted to create something that celebrated Puerto Rico. And I always loved going to visit my family and looking at all of the beautiful architecture in Old San Juan. So I thought this would be a cool way to share the stories of artists and families in Humboldt Park through art.
But even though this began as a very Puerto Rican project, Sam made sure to pick artists that were from other parts of Latin America whose work regularly celebrates culture, identity, or dealt with the topic of politics.
I wanted to do that because I wanted people to be able to walk up and down the street and either learn more about different Latin cultures or talk about the issues that we're facing.
Sam, who is of Puerto Rican and Mexican descent, painted 2 doors. One of them next to an immigrant sanctuary where she painted a Taino Indian woman from Puerto Rico dressed in a traditional Mexican dress.
It was important that we made this about unity. In Chicago, for me growing up here, the segregation was always a big problem. It was a struggle. And I'd like to see more overlap in our communities and in our cultures.
Puerto Rican artist Christian Roldan is a veteran of public art in Humboldt Park with about 9 pieces around the neighborhood. With his 2 doors, he wanted to teach a bit of history about the island to the newer generations of Puerto Ricans in Chicago.
A lot of things about culture, the new generations, they're not living in the island, so a lot of traditions are missed. So I thought that doing something that is culture relevant, that is from the past, can help people to question, like, how did this connect to me as a Puerto Rican?
The project picked doors in buildings with longtime owners that were committed to staying in the neighborhood indefinitely to make sure the works of art will be preserved. One of those owners is Michael Reyes, who has a t-shirt printing company on Division Street.
The after effect was the most beautiful part of it. I think that it's a draw. When people come and they look at it, that's what I wasn't prepared for, and I see it every day. They come by to take pictures all over, which is nice.
Las Puertas del Paseo Boricua were sponsored in part by Alderman Roberto Maldonado's office.
We have had murals for decades, and this project was a beautiful complement to what we have now on Division Street.
A Division Street that has been dealing with gentrification for many years, a reality that the creators of this project also dealt with.
I think as this neighborhood is changing, it's also important for people that are moving in here that are new to the neighborhood to see what's been here, to see what has been built and, what has created the community that they're in today.
Besides Christian, who hails from Puerto Rico, the artists who painted these doors on Division Street are from Mexico, Ecuador, Costa Rica, and Colombia. Ana Belaval, WGN News.
All right. Thank you so much to Ana for that story.